I touched the wrong part of my alien commander, her tail, and the station alarms decided we were now biologically compatible. I didn't even know tails had nerve clusters capable of triggering ship-wide alerts. But apparently Commander Ryla's species had a few biological surprises nobody bothered warning the human intern about. 1 second we were arguing over calibration logs, the next her tail flicked against my hand like a live wire, and the hallway lights detonated into crimson. Every door seal slammed shut. Emergency glyphs spilled across the walls. My wrist burned where her scales had flared hot. Ryla froze first. Not me. The human idiot who caused it. Her pupils contracted to sharp rings of bright silver, her breathing hitched, and a low, involuntary tremor ran up her spine. Her tail, coiled like a whip, lifted slightly before curling toward me with a cautious, almost sentient awareness. The commander who once broke a pirate's arm for touching her shoulder suddenly looked like the universe had rewritten gravity. "Human," she whispered, voice distorted by shock and something else. "Do not move. Your contact initiated a classification response." "A what?" "A compatibility event. My physiology registered your touch as favorable." That didn't sound like a compliment. More like a problem with explosive consequences. Before I could react, the corridor's speaker system cracked alive. "Warning. Unscheduled bond trigger detected. Primary candidate, Commander Ryla of House Vecker. Secondary candidate, Human Technician Leo Ward. Initiating containment." "Containment?" I sputtered. "I didn't do anything." Ryla's glare could have pierced armor. "You touched my tail, Leo. That is enough." "I didn't know it was a detonator." Her jaw tightened. "For my people, the tail is not to be touched. It signals receptivity. Provocation. Intention. Every word you do not mean." Great. I had accidentally proposed to an alien war hero using a body part one didn't know was sacred. Fantastic. A pressure field snapped into existence around us, shimmering like red glass. The air thickened, tightening on my lungs. My heart hammered so violently it felt like it might broadcast its own emergency alert. Ryla stepped toward me, trying to stabilize her breathing, but with each step her body reacted again, faint shimmering lines pulsing across her throat and down her arms like molten circuitry. "Commander," I said carefully, "your skin is glowing." "I am aware," she gritted out. "Is that normal?" "No." We stared at each other as the field strengthened. The alarm softened into a slow pulse matching her glow. Something between us had synced, rhythm, breath, or maybe some deeper signal I couldn't name. Ryla swallowed hard. "Listen to me. My species does not bond lightly. Compatibility events only occur under extreme biological convergence. They are supposed to be deliberate. Controlled. Mine wasn't deliberate," I said weakly. "I know," she snapped, though the fire in her voice sounded more like panic than anger. "My body does not care." The pressure field shifted. The lights dimmed to a heavy blue. A low hum reverberated through the floor, deep, resonant, and unsettling. Ryla's eyes widened. "It is beginning phase 2. "Nope," I said. "No phases. No more phases." Her tail flicked once, betraying a flash of agitation. "You cannot reject a compatibility sequence. If left unresolved, the physical tension will escalate." "How much escalate?" "Cardiovascular strain. Neurological overload. Potential loss of consciousness." She paused. "For one of us." "Which one?" "That depends on whose biology destabilizes first." Her honesty wasn't comforting. Suddenly the pressure field contracted. I staggered back, but Ryla caught my wrist, her touch warm, firm, and trembling. Her scales glowed brighter at contact. She flinched. "Do not pull away," she whispered. "The field interprets distance as rejection. Rejection triggers escalation. You're telling me the system will punish us for not cuddling?" She blinked. "Cuddling?" "Earth term. Close contact. Hugging. Holding. Proximity." Her expression darkened. Our bonding customs are more disciplined. Okay, disciplined cuddling. That is not a phrase you should speak again. The field pulsed, reminding us neither of our languages mattered right now. Ryla exhaled sharply, struggling against some internal wave. Leo, my body is primed. If the sequence escalates to resonance, I may lose motor control. That sounds bad. It is worse than it sounds. Her legs wobbled. She caught herself on the wall, tail bracing behind her. That alone was enough to terrify me. Commander Ryla didn't wobble. Ever. She glared at the field as though she could intimidate physics. Leo, she said quietly, I require your cooperation. What kind? She touched her chest. Stabilization. Skin contact. Mutual grounding. Grounding. Right. It is not intimate, she added quickly. It is mechanical. Biological. Necessary. Mechanical touching. Totally normal. She shot me a look sharp enough to cut vacuum. This situation is already humiliating. Do not add commentary. The field pulsed again, harder, faster. Her breath hitched. Her glow intensified. I stepped closer before her body could react again. Her eyes flickered up to mine, conflicted and uncertain. We need contact, she murmured. I will match your rhythm. Follow mine. I placed my hands on her forearms, warm, steady, trembling with energy that felt like static wrapped in heat. Her breath steadied. Her pulse slowed. The glow dimmed slightly. Good, she whispered. Do not break contact. But then the field surged violently, compressing our space until her forehead nearly brushed mine. My lungs seized. Commander! Hold still, she whispered. The system is measuring alignment. The hum deepened, trembling through the walls. My chest vibrated with it. Her eyes widened. It recognizes us, she breathed. Is that good? It means we have one chance to stabilize before resonance. And resonance is? She met my gaze dead on. A point of no return. My mouth went dry. Define no return. Her tail curled instinctively around my ankle. Bond completion. We both froze as the field narrowed further, heat spiraling upward. My pulse synced to hers involuntarily, dragging our breaths into the same trembling cadence. She shut her eyes briefly, fighting the pull. Leo, she whispered, voice cracking. Whatever happens next, do not panic. Stay ready. The heat inside the containment field thickened, turning the air into something that felt alive, pulsing around us. Ryla's breath trembled again, shallow and controlled, but the glow moving across her skin betrayed how close she was to losing that control. Her tail tightened its hold around my ankle, an instinctive reflex, like her body was anchoring itself to the only thing it recognized as stable. Me. Ryla, I whispered, keeping my hands steady against her forearms. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. Her eyes snapped open. Silver rings pulsed around her pupils. Match my breathing. Keep your heart rate steady. And above all, do not pull away. Pulling away seems impossible, I muttered. We're basically glued together. Her jaw clenched. This is not humor. If the system interprets disengagement, it will elevate the sequence to resonance. I will not be able to control what comes after. Okay. Breathing. No pulling away. Got it. She drew in a slow inhale, and I mirrored it. Exhaled when she did, and again. For a moment, the glow softened. Then the ship trembled. A vibration shuddered through the deck plates, followed by a low thrum that wasn't part of the alarm. Ryla stiffened. No. Not now. What is that? The ship's monitoring the sequence. It is preparing to intervene. Intervene how? A new line of glyphs flared across the field. Blue this time. Colder. Sharper. The hum deepened until it sounded like a heartbeat the size of a star. My ribs vibrated with it. Ryla's breath faltered. Leo, the ship is activating the attunement protocol. That sounds like a bad thing. It is a binding measure used only when the candidates fail to stabilize on their own. And what does it do? Her voice was barely audible. It forces our physiologies to sync. Forces? She nodded once, fear flickering under her stoic exterior. We must stabilize before the system does. If it initiates attunement, the bond becomes involuntary. My stomach dropped. Okay, no. We're not doing an involuntary anything. Tell me what to do. Her fingers curled slightly around my wrists. Stay still. Hold my gaze. Let your body match mine. That sounds intimate. It is survival. Before I could argue, a new surge rippled across her skin, lines of molten light racing from her spine to her throat. Her breath hitched hard. Her tail tightened reflexively. Ryla! Do not break contact, she whispered, voice trembling. My body is entering a heightened state. You must steady me. I'm trying. Try harder. Her forehead touched mine, a barely there contact that still sent heat rushing down my neck. She was burning, her skin radiating enough warmth that I wondered if my palm prints would be left glowing on her arms. The hum intensified. The field tightened. Ryla, I whispered. Your pulse is going insane. I am aware, she breathed. My body is preparing for resonance. Leo, listen to me. If it reaches resonance, I won't be able to stop myself. You must steady me now. I don't know how. Focus on me, she hissed. Not the field. Not the alarms. Me. I did. Her breath. Her voice. Her trembling tail curled around my leg like a live current searching for ground. Her eyes closed again, lashes trembling. Leo, she whispered, our species only reacts like this when compatibility is absolute. When the bond is certain. Certain? Yes. That can't be right. You don't even like me. She let out a strained sound that might have been a laugh if it weren't wrapped in pain. Whether I like you is irrelevant. This is biological. Instinctive. My body has identified you as a viable partner. That is the worst phrasing you could have used. Leo. Right. Not helpful. Another pulse shook the field, and this time, I felt it through her. Her muscles tensed. Her breath hitched. The glow across her arms intensified until it painted the space in molten gold. Ryla, it's getting worse. I know. What do I do? Hold me. What? Her eyes flew open, desperate and unguarded. The field is interpreting our contact as insufficient. We must increase proximity. You're telling me the system wants us to hug harder? She swallowed. Yes. That's insane. Leo, she whispered, voice cracking. Please. The word wasn't a command. It wasn't warrior steel or officer authority. It was raw. Vulnerable. Scared. And that broke me faster than any alarm. Okay, I breathed. Come here. She stepped closer, closing the space between us until our chests met. Her breath hitched again, sharp, involuntary. Her hands slid up my arms, gripping just below my shoulders. Her forehead pressed to mine a second time, firmer this time, deliberate. Heat poured off her in waves. Steady, she whispered. Match me. I wrapped my arms around her, careful and slow. Her body tensed, then melted against mine with a shuddering exhale. The glow around us dimmed a little. The hum softened. Her pulse slowed. That's it, she breathed, barely audible. Do not move. I'm not going anywhere. Her fingers tightened. Good. For a few breaths, the ship held still. Then the attunement glyphs flashed again, bright, sharp, blinding. Ryla's eyes flew open. No! What? It's too late. The system is overriding. The hum rose into a high, resonant tone that rattled my teeth. The field constricted around us like a tightening fist. Every molecule of air vibrated. Ryla gasped, clutching me. Leo, the ship thinks we failed to stabilize. It's forcing the next phase. What's the next phase? Alignment, she choked. Full physiological alignment. That sounds overwhelming, potentially dangerous, and irreversible. The glyphs pulsed faster. My heart slammed against my ribs. The field surged with a pressure so intense it felt like standing in the center of a collapsing star. Ryla's entire body trembled. Her glow brightened to blinding. Her breath came in sharp bursts. Leo, hold on to me. I'm right here. A shockwave of heat burst from her spine, racing under my hands. Her tail tightened, anchoring us together. Her fingers dug into my shoulders. She pressed her forehead to mine, eyes squeezed shut. Stay with me, she whispered. Do not let go. I won't. The hum peaked. The field collapsed inward, and everything went white. When the white haze dissolved, the world snapped back in fragments, sound first, then heat, then the crushing realization that I was still holding Ryla and she was still wrapped around me like the universe was trying to fuse us into one shape. The field was gone. The alarms were silent. But the air felt charged, humming faintly with leftover energy. Ryla didn't move. Not at first. Her forehead rested against my cheek, breath hot and uneven, her hands still clenched at my shoulders as if letting go would send her falling through open space. Her tail was coiled tight around my leg, so tight it was almost numb. Ryla? I whispered. A slow exhale shuddered out of her, like she'd been holding it since the blast. Do not speak loudly, she murmured. My senses are still recalibrating. Are you okay? She drew back just enough for me to see her eyes. The silver rings were gone, replaced by a softer glow, warm, steady, frighteningly intimate. It is over, she said softly. The system registered alignment. The sequence completed. Completed, I repeated. Meaning? Her tail tightened, just slightly. Meaning the ship considers us bonded. Bonded like co-workers? Bonded like we share a gym locker? Bonded like you're going to yell at me for the next 6 months? She blinked once, slow, deliberate. Bonded as in biological pairing. Recognized. Logged. Confirmed. I stared at her. She stared back. A long, quiet second passed. Oh, I said. Yes, she answered. That's wow. That's a lot. You touched my tail, she murmured, voice caught between accusation and disbelief. Everything began from that. I said I was sorry. You did, she agreed. But apologies cannot reverse a completed alignment. I scrubbed a hand down my face. So what now? Do we have to fill out paperwork? Tell the captain? Sign a form that says this was an accident? Her expression shifted, something embarrassed, something conflicted. The bond will dissolve naturally in one cycle. One cycle meaning 33 standard days. 30, okay. Okay, not ideal, but survivable. Her gaze flickered to the deck, then back to me. However, there may be side effects. I stared at her. Please define side effects before I pass out. She hesitated. Actually hesitated. Heightened proximity response. Increased physiological sensitivity. Mutual attunement. Shared instinctual impulses. Instinctual impulses? Yes. That sounds like something two people should have a meeting about. Leo, she said quietly, my body will remain attuned to you until the cycle ends. I may react to things you do. Movements. Sense. Touch. Oh good, I muttered. Because this situation didn't already feel like a minefield. She looked away, jaw tense. It is not comfortable for me either. Something in her tone softened the knot in my chest. Hey, I said gently. We'll figure it out. No falling apart. No exploding. No resonance disasters. Just a temporary cosmic misunderstanding. She didn't laugh. But she didn't flinch either. Then the ship lights flickered. A soft chime sounded overhead. Ryla froze. No. What now? The final notification, she whispered. A holographic message materialized above us. Bond complete. Partners sync start. Report to cohabitation suite 7. I blinked. Cohabitation, what now? Ryla's hand covered her face. We are required to share quarters until the cycle stabilizes. I stared at the glowing message. Then at her. I touched one tail, I said slowly. And now we're roommates. Her tail curled in visible mortification. You touched the wrong tail, I groaned. Ryla, if this ends with Phase 2, I swear I'm walking out the airlock. She sighed, defeated. There is always a Phase 2,